Hello world, and hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. I am nothing if not easily distracted, and I forgot to completely show you guys something. I completely forgot to show you guys something. I can English, and that of course was what the map looked like after I constructed the whole river. I don't think I ever realized just how wide it was, and now I do. As you can see, there's a little bit of work I did after I finished recording the episode. I've added some of the glow lichen along the edge there, and a curious little object there. That's right, I got conduit power. So that does mean I went to a temple, ocean monument, there we go, and I defeated it. So I slayed the Ender Guardians. I did get the armor trim. I cannot believe my luck. It is crazy. And looted the sponges from there. Got some more of the prismarine. It, right now, words are not my strong suit. But yeah, got the prismarine. And I had all but one nautilus shell for the conduit, so I had to search for that. But otherwise, everything was perfectly fine. Now, as you can see, I've added a few more maps to my collection. Mainly this one. So, I might have a slight problem with maps, and I need to add a building for maps. I thought of adding a basement for here, but then I'm looking around here and I'm realizing I have just so much space that I can put a building somewhere just for maps. Where exactly? I don't know, still working on that. But so far, I've been doing very tiny projects, but with one goal of creating farm areas down here. And like I said, I'm easily distracted. So I I redid the mud hut and gave it a sign. And I've made some light posts and some other stuff. But yeah, I completely redid the mud hut. I had actually been looking at this for the past few weeks, and I just really haven't been liking how it's been looking. I thought it was a good idea at first, but then how I've been building everything else, it just didn't really fit in. And honestly, I'm kind of feeling the same for the greenhouse. But that I might save for a little bit later. But if you do recall, part of the reason this was so tall is because I actually had a villager up there farming wheat. So now I've moved that guy with the rest of the villagers, which with a final place to be determined. And now in here, I also shrunk it a little bit. Don't know if anyone would really notice that besides me. But now in here, it is much more hut-like, in my opinion, where everything's kind of cramped, everything's cozy. We have some mud drying racks here. There's dripstone underneath. We have a mud maker that converts dirt into mud. And then we have storage of wheat, still using the same mechanics and same general idea. And now everything is just cramped along here. I think my favorite change to this, though, is I rotated the button. And now that's even more of a face. That is just, I think this is hysterical. I absolutely love this. Regardless, through the fog of the rain, you can kind of see a little bit of the progress I've made. I have flattened out this area quite a bit, and, oh, let me show you the rest of the training I've done, actually. Because while I haven't fixed this part, I have, if I can get a good view of it, I have smoothed this out ever so slightly. I still have more work to do, like probably flattening this a little bit, but yeah. All the lichen, some of the training, and then my conduit right over here. I think this is the first time ever that I've had a conduit. Like ever. I've been playing Minecraft for a while. And like a while. And yeah, I've just never had a need for a conduit. And even now, like most of the reason I need the conduit's gone. But now I have it, and I might move this to the ocean monument for when I do make a farm out of that. Why will I make a farm out of that? Because. Just so I can have. I am rambling. I think me rambling is also a pretty good demonstration of just how my brain works as I am going around here. Because I've been wanting to make a area to move the cows into for quite a while. And I wanted to do that originally for last episode. But then I was like, well, I need to figure out how I'm training the ground. So to do that, I need to figure out how I'm training the river. And now I'm in the same cycle where I'm like, okay, I need to figure out where I'm putting the animals, but wait, I need to figure out where I'm doing that lake. And you might be able to notice some changes over there. And then now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, now that I need to kind of have an idea what I'm doing with that lake, I can ignore that for right now. But now I need to figure out what to do with this area. Because there's a pond there. Not really a pond, that would be a bay, technically. I don't really know how this works. But then even this river, how am I going to bring it out? Do I need to remove stuff? Yada, 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 yada. I go all over the place. But I think what I'm going to try to do right now is really just focus in on laying out some pen areas. And the other thing I also got to fight with is my goal of trying to have everything be chunk based. Because I'm still trying to stick with that, still trying to do the general idea. But honestly, I think it might be a little tougher of a challenge than I even thought. Because as I'm looking over in this area, I'm now realizing, well, I have this huge area here. And there's nothing wrong with it. This area back here, this chunk, is for the house. Perfect. This chunk is what I was calling a road chunk. But since I made the road be all the way on this corner, just to help it curve, I now have not a good wait. I now have so much space here. So am I going to be making a tree? Am I going to be making another path? Honestly, I'm thinking it's another path, because I do need to eventually make a fishing hut somewhere down here. I can turn off chunks. Somewhere down here, I think. So maybe this will be a staircase down. I'm still rambling. Why has nobody stopped me? Oh, that was the point I was trying to make. I might break my rules a little bit for how chunks work, because I don't see a reason, if I pull back up chunks, for the fence to start here and all that dead space behind me on that side and on that side. So yeah, might break my rules slightly. Once again, I am nothing if not easily distracted. I have done a few things. I actually have made progress, don't get me wrong, but I have also done some stuff I did not really need to do. Starting with, of course, is this retaining wall that I created. It's actually the most recent thing I did, but it kind of wrapped up the end of a project, so that's why I'm bringing you guys in here. I will eventually figure out what I'm doing with the rest of this lake to kind of make it all work together, but I still haven't figured out what that is. Regardless, I have actually made use of the Happy Ghast and how I can transport mobs with the Happy Ghast to get all the different variants. I forgot what that was called. And it's really interesting seeing all the variants together. This is still new to me, seeing the warm chickens, the cold chickens, and the regular chickens. But then same for the pigs and same for the cows. This is still new to me. So like I've said, my end goal is to make animal pens for at least these four. For right now, it's just going to be these four. I'll do more animals later. I'm actually thinking of doing a horse pen, but I can't really fit them over here because this is all going to be food and such. So there's going to be different, like wheat fields, not corn, wheat, carrots, potatoes, beetroot. Might do pumpkin and melon? I don't know. I think that's everything I can grow. I think. But yeah, fields will be over here. Animals are over on that side. And then horses, I think, are going to be way over behind me because there's a big plains area. So I might expand all the way to there. But that's like future plans. I'm focusing on these four animals right now. And I think I'm happy with these layouts. The first one that I'm actually getting ready to tackle is the chickens. I have so many eggs laying, and I do plan to collect even more eggs. I do plan to collect these eggs. So these are, of course, 3 areas, each for a different variant of chicken. And I've been looking up what some designs for these guys are, and a lot of them do 3 wide for the entrances. And while I probably could, I have enough space to add them in. I think I'm just going to keep it 2, kind of modify from what I've seen. But I'm excited to show you what I have come up with because I don't even know what it is yet. But I'm starting with this guy, and I'm going to have it be right behind me. You know, if I was smart and I was good at this, I would stand right here, right in this spot, and make a spin transition. How'd it go? I actually haven't done one of these before. And I took this one in one take, so we'll see if it works. If anything, it will look weird, and that's okay. But anyway, I have made a chicken pen, and I have discovered that baby chickens follow a big chicken. I didn't know that was a thing. But hey, the more you know. And yes, I have put my happy ghast in a containment area. I was getting tired of it flying around behind me. So yeah, how do you like a chicken pen? I I'm pretty happy with it. I might make some changes further down the line, but I do have one pen per chicken variant, and every once in a while, eggs don't get picked up. And what do I mean by that? Well, you see the barrels behind me? Right here, I am collecting all the eggs, ideally. You gotta be more accurate, buddy. So yeah, I'm collecting some of the eggs just to have them. Every once in a while, of course, there is one here or there that gets mixed up because they get to roam free. But some of these guys are leashed down. Clever use of it. So yeah, I've hidden some fence posts below here to hold the chickens in place-ish. Sometimes they run out, and sometimes these guys just do some really funny stuff. I'm happy with this. It was a big difference adding all of the greens and the hay and the podzol. I almost forgot what that was called. It just made it so much better, so much more lived in. And as time goes on, I might add a few more. I might even add more light sources, some different light sources. And speaking of that, any of you seen the upcoming update with all the new copper blocks? Well, I'm going to put some of the copper lanterns to use on my lamps. Wow, I cannot speak. Whatever these are called. Lamps? Lanterns? No, this whole standing here. Standing lights? I don't even know what this is called. But more of these will use more copper stuff. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Very much looking forward to it. Oh, same with the lightning rod that's over there. I'll probably let that oxidize a little bit. I'm still looking at some stuff for cows and sheep, but I have a general idea for what to do for the pigs. And honestly, the building outline I did in the back might not have it be that big. Might change it up a bit. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do it again. Let's take what's behind me and spin the pen into existence. You know, I'm not as happy about this one as I am with the chicken pen, but I think leaving room for improvement is perfectly okay. I really looked at a lot of pictures of what other people have done for this, and a lot of them looked really, really good, but they just didn't have some of the modern blocks. A lot of ones I saw didn't have any mud or packed mud, so I did my best to try to incorporate some of the newer elements, including this leaf litter, as well as some of the older elements that are more classical in a pig pen that I have seen before. So I hope you guys do like it. I had a leaf litter kind of as the food. They make a mess everywhere though. And then a little bit more food over here, which I know is weird that like that's food and that's food. So yeah, that's where it kind of falls apart for me. But all in all, I am pretty happy with what I have made here. And now it's time for me to move on to the next one. Now, in terms of what to do next, I might start tackling the cows, but I am wondering when I want to go ahead and start making my food fields, so I might start work on that. If not, I'll be working on the cow pen. Alright, I have done something that I probably should have saved for later, to be honest, but I needed to get it done just to get it out of my head, and that is what you see on my right, your left, is all of the fields that will be flanking my animal pens. And yeah, they're pretty big. So yeah, I took a lot of times making carrot, potato, Did I just say carrot? I made wheat, potato, carrot, and beetroot uh, farms, plots. I don't know what you'd really call it. And I have kind of been trying to figure out where I'm going to put the river next to it. I'm thinking I'm needing to remove that eventually, make this be kind of a marsh, wetlands, delta area. Once again, not really a water person. Don't really know exactly how everything should look, but I'll make it work somehow. So yeah, we'll eventually need to remove that. And still gotta figure out what I'm going to do with the witch hut in the center there. Regardless though, these are more for looks than for like function. I am not too worried about needing more. If I do, I'll make a farm later. And honestly, might not be the final look of these. I probably will expand the beetroot a little bit more once I have an idea of what I'm doing over here. And yeah, I'm thinking I might need to move the creeper farm. Regardless, I still haven't really looked through the editing of this video, but it feels weird because I keep just saying, oh, ramble for 2 seconds, build something. Ramble for 2 seconds, build something. So hey, leave a comment down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I'm still learning. I'm still getting better. And this is just a lot of small projects here that I need to get done. And the next small project to do is cows. So I'm going to start from up here, and I'm going to land right in front of the new barn. And we have a barn. As the sun sets, of course. I will be breeding some more cows to fill in there. And I added one more thing to the pig area. Can you see it? Yeah, all those little fireflies. I added a whole bunch of fireflies right around the mud area because, come on, pigs. If there's one thing pigs are associated with, it's flies. So, I mean, there's no true flies, but fireflies, close enough. But yeah, once again, I'm staring at all of these and I'm like, I gotta do something with the torches. I have a love for lanterns, apparently. I'm using lanterns everywhere. I will say, I am looking forward to the copper drop, or the copper update? Copper Age? Whatever the new name of it is. And I'm very excited for that because then I will have a little bit more variety with all of the lanterns. And yeah, I might do more with these fields. I might have already said that. So now I just have one more animal to do, and that is sheep. I do plan to collect some sheep that are standing around in various areas, but one thing I do need to keep in mind is what I am doing for this back area. I've been terraforming just a little bit more and kind of flattened out this just a little bit, but I think I might settle on making water go all the way around and have this be an island for whatever I end up doing. Why exactly? I don't know, but that's where I'm at currently. And I will say the inside of this barn is mostly completed. I have not decided what to do for windows. Honestly, hang on. You know, that doesn't look too bad for right now. So I think I'll do that for the windows. But yes, inside is rather simple. I can probably add some more of the dirt and dust into here, but they have a little bit of water. They have some food storage in the back, but most of their food, water, and everything is outside, along with all of the dirt, poop, and everything they would inevitably make because they are cows. Regardless, this is looking pretty good, and I need to think just a little bit longer on how I'm going to be doing the sheep barn. Currently thinking if I want to do a similar thing or not, but I will have a classic sheep farm inside of here, which I mean is, I think, mostly self-explanatory, and I will have all 16 colors of sheep in here, and then a whole bunch wandering around outside. And of course, one may wander in every once in a while, maybe. I need to figure out what door I'm doing. Other than that, I will be right back. Whew, and the sheep pen is done. I am pretty happy with this one. Oh, well, never mind. I forgot to clean out the torches, but that's okay. I will get to those guys in just a moment. I have added one of every sheep out in this area, including Dinnerbone, and also somewhere over here. Saw him at one point. Jeb's in here somewhere. Where? There he is. He's over there. Yeah, Jeb. In case you didn't know, yeah, there's two little Easter eggs. Well, one specifically for the sheep, which is Jeb, and Dinnerbone, which I decided to make a sheep Dinnerbone. Hi, buddy. Anyway, in here is absolutely nothing suspicious going on. Absolutely nothing. Don't mind it. But yes, down here I do have wool collection going on. I am doing this pretty soon after I started, so yeah. Not much wool is in here. But as time goes on, I will have a good stash here. I might come back to decorate this a little bit more, but honestly, I might just be lazy and leave it as is. Oh my goodness. That's weird. Now yes, these two barns are pretty much the same design, and honestly, I'm not terribly worried about it, to be honest. I think it would make sense to have barns look the same. Now, why didn't I make a barn for the pigs as well? I didn't feel like it. This has been a grind of an episode, in all honesty. Would I say it was worse than the river? No, absolutely not. But is it on a similar level? Kind of. It's a very similar area. But I'm going to do some last finishing touches, and then I think I'll wrap up the episode. Alright, like I said, that's going to be it for this episode. I did quite a lot of work in this one, and I'm excited for what I'm going to do next. I have a few ideas, and I think it might be time that I actually make a farm of some sort, because it has been a little while since I've done one of those. So, stay tuned for what that's going to be. Hopefully I get another one out relatively soon. If you like where this series is going, please leave a comment so that I can know what you think would be cool to do next or things I could change. Like I said, I'm not an expert in the rivers, I'm not an expert with these animals, and I'm not an expert with these plants. So there's always room for me to learn, and I'm excited to do that, and I'm excited to keep going with this series. I almost forgot something, yet again. Before I sign off for this one, let's see. I know I definitely changed that one. And I don't think I did anything else in that area, so it should just be these two that have changed. So that one will be over there, and that one will be over here. Ooh, and look at that. I think we just need to go a little bit more south to fill that one out. Wonderful. Oh, and yeah, I did do a little bit of progress with that. Don't think I showed you. But dang, that looks pretty good. It is actually filling in what just details of the base. It's filling that in pretty nicely. But since that doesn't give the full picture, let's update. Should be that one and that one. And then even into those two. And there we go. Part of me wishes I kept saving these so I could see progress over time, but it's a little bit late for that. Either way, that's looking pretty good, and this is looking pretty good. Oh, and look at that. It even makes an appearance up on the big screen. Big map, big screen? I don't know. I think I really do need to make a map room for these guys. Or, well, not a map room, a map building. And, yeah, I'll have to figure out where that goes. If it's going to be down here where I have like a lighthouse, or if it's going to be closer to the center of town. I do like staying on top of buildings, talking to you guys, and I also do want to apologize for all of my ramblings this episode. I am not a professional, and I'm still learning, still getting better. So, subscribe to see more. Leave comments if you have any advice, comments, questions, concerns, love letters, hate mails, or anything in between. I am always open to suggestions and new fun ideas to do, and I will have to figure out what my next idea is going to do, what my next project is. I can only English half the time sometimes. Regardless, until the next video, until I see you next, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and be good to the world. This has been Radio, signing off.